All right, so everybody, I am so honored here and excited to talk to you about demystifying working with virtual agents, assistants, virtual assistants, agents, this whole thing of VA. And what I want to do with you guys is I want to demystify it. First of all, I want to demystify it. Myself coming from a pure, I guess you would say a corporate background, or you'd say a more traditional background. My thought process has always been, I'm going to hire in the United States. Okay. And I am a typical United States business person. And I'm thinking, oh boy, I must hire here in the United States because they just know more. They're just more experienced, and the language is a barrier and all this different stuff. And let me tell you something. This young lady that I met, I think it's, what are we going on? We're definitely three. I think I met you about 3 months ago, right?
Yes, 3 months ago. That was even an amazing day when I met you.
Yeah. So without further ado, let me first, be polite and introduce my guest. Everybody, this is my guest, Crystal. Okay. And not only is she, in my opinion, I tried to hire her twice. I've tried to hire her twice. Not only is she probably one of the top virtual assistant that you could potentially have on your team, which you're not going to, because she's actually has her own company that she helps people like me and you actually get placed with super highly qualified VAs. So why don't you go ahead and maybe give us a little bit of your background. You've worked for, I remember when you first told me, right? So when I met you, I almost dropped, just so you guys know, this was one of my first interactions. And then you laid out all these people you were working with and all this different stuff you're doing. And I'm just like, what? Holy cow, where have you been all of our life? So give a little bit of your background and then talk a little bit more about, the company and what you do for people like me and my community and stuff like that.
Absolutely. It'd actually be my pleasure. I've actually worked before as a VA. It has been like 4 years ago when I found myself doing things for the clients itself, looking to help them scale up more of their businesses. I do have a skill, and why not? I could be able to use that, right? So in that being said, I've worked with a lot of clients, and I actually have realized that I can actually be able to use this as a platform to, not only to help the clients, but also help those potential people who has skills to place them over to an agency. So that's actually what I did. And these people that you will be working with will be an amazing VAs. You can just not ask for more, as these people will not just going to be looking for money or something, but they are growing a career in freelancing. So it was actually amazing.
Yeah. So this is a couple of things that I want to point out. Okay, everybody. So one thing I'm going to give you from my perspective, and then I'm going to let you know kind of how what went on here from this new perspective is hiring in the States. Everybody is trying to just be one funnel away. Okay. So Russell did a great job of informing the community of, how they can make money online, but now everybody wants to start their own business, and that's great. But to be frank, I don't really care about all these other people's businesses. I care about mine. And matter of fact, I care about mine so much. Like I am the most passionate person about my business. If I could just get somebody else passionate about it and my stuff and focus on me, boy, we could start to grow really quick. So just a quick little backstory. Back in just before the summer, I decided I had to make a decision. I had to decide which way I was going to go with my agency. Was I going to continue keep dealing with people in the United States? Was I going to just be solo? What was I going to do? And I just kept saying boy, there's never going to be somebody passionate about my business, like I am. And I forget how we got in connect, but we got in connect. And I remember chit-chatting. I think you had a business partner we were chit-chatting with, and the business partner was slightly on the aggressive side with me, which was interesting. And I'm like, if he's this aggressive, like maybe they'll be that aggressive with my business. Let me give it let me just see what happens. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm going to give them the time of day. And I literally will never forget that moment that I met you, that you came on, your business attire. So anyways, long story short is that she hit me, she hit me with this presentation, and then, all this business stuff. And it was just crazy, what she did. And I was literally blown off my side. If you remember, just because of what you just did, the professionalism that you have, I said, I don't care what you say moving forward. Like, I'm going to work with you. You know what I mean? I'm going to give this a whirl, because if you're doing this, and it literally blew it off, it was just crazy. But anyways, long story short is that you started talking about the people that you were working with and the stuff that you were doing. So tell them about some of that stuff. I remember it was a big realtor guy, and then talk to him about all the stuff that you were doing as the VA for him, and then talk about the phone system and all the different stuff, because then I'm going to eventually ultimately allude this over to Carmaine about ultimately what ended up happening after our meeting.
Absolutely. Right before when I have started the VA agency that I've got right now, as a VA before, I've worked with a lot of clients, but what's the most important thing with me is a long-term relationship. That's really how the main goal that I do have, to stay with my client long-term. And that's actually should be the one qualification that you will be looking for a VA. Now, going back, I do have a client who's actually a real estate broker. So what I actually do is I do graphic designing. I do create campaigns and flyers to him. I do the social media management. For example, I myself would post into what we are offering as a listing. And before I do that, I'd make sure that the listing that I'll be posting with is, I will put myself as the consumers, to see if I will be reading this campaign, or if I will be reading this posts, would this be effective? Would this get my attention? So that's actually how I do with that particular client. I do also cold callings to them, and the best part was I can actually just get, for a week, I can actually get 7 to 9 appointments. And actually right now we are currently having to have 4, and we're running to 5. Hopefully we can be able to got that deal from my real estate broker client. And it's actually amazing how, everything is working perfectly fine with the work not only I put into, but also the work that my client is putting. It's like a collaborative relationship between us two.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. First of all, let me quickly say something. I gotta get it for all of you guys here that are not already blown off your rocker at her presentation, speaking, literally, she'll probably close more deals than you guys. Literally, get her on the phone and she'll close more deals. I'm not even kidding. But long story short is you started diving into, we started talking about skill sets, and I'm like, okay, well, listen, by the way, I'm gonna need the cold emailing. I'm gonna need the Instagram, the Facebook. Also, I want somebody to be on the phones for me. All these different stuff, and you're like, yeah, actually, no problem, Aaron. You don't even have to train them. We do. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, what? Like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we train everybody for you. So why don't you talk about that? I want to talk a little bit more about your agency and what you do for people.
Absolutely. In order for us to make sure that we provide you the best highly qualified, skilled, trained VA, we make sure that we train them over to all of the systems that you're actually using. So we are actually, we I myself do not believe in one size fits all. I actually make sure that one VA should really fit to one client. So whatever client's preferences and needs, we have to make sure to know that in order for us to fully train the VA. So in your case before, you were actually, you were asking me like this and that. You were just giving me whole lists of what you need to have. And I was actually, getting into what are the tools that you will be using, the
Right,
software that really are effective when it
right.
comes to the dialer, how your VA could able to work, how many emails should be placed on one day per 8 hours, how many Facebook ads, and even for Instagram, how we will be able to organize those in order for your VA to do fully their job. So it's
Yeah.
actually amazing how you helped me out, being able to lay down, because that's also one of the greatest things that we can actually put into to make sure that your VAs will really work to the finest job and at the full potential of their skills.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, obviously, I knew exactly what I was looking for in a sense, but I was kind of blown away that this was all taken care of for me. I couldn't believe it. So, anyways, what I want to tell you about was like, what was it like? Like, what was it like working with Crystal? And so, after we met that first time, I thought in the beginning, I mean, I don't know if you remember. I mean, you realize that I'm not a big bully. I was very demanding. I said, look, specifically, and if you remember, I actually sent you over the scripts. I was like, I want this. This is what's going to happen. Here's how it's going to go. This is the exact things. This is all this. And then you're like, yep, no problem. You're like, okay, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, yeah, okay, no problem. All right, we're going to see this, And so long story short, she says, all right, great. What we're going to do is we're going to set you up on, I think Friday. I think it was like a Friday or a Thursday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hand select, 5 different people that you're going to interview. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, all right. Yeah, you want to do that? All right, great. You want to do this? So I'm gonna literally drill people right on an interview. And so we're gonna do this. And so long story short, you went back and you went and prepared, 5 people for me to talk to. And, you gave them all of the materials that I gave you. I sent you a list of stuff where I said, I want them to go review this. I want to see if they reviewed it. I want to see what they
Mhm.
did. And I mean, I was blown out of the water by like all 5 people. Like there was no doubt. Like I was blown out of the water by all 5 people. And you remember that, we went through that. Matter of fact, somebody who was with me at the time, I brought somebody else and
Yes,
we doubled.
your business partner.
I don't remember what it was, but I brought somebody with me and we
Right.
both drilled you, or not you, but all the people and everything like that. And what a remarkable experience. And
Experience.
yeah, and I can't more highly recommend that you need to do this. Real quickly, let's talk about the pricing and stuff. So like just per hour, the per hour range that people come in. I think you said that you have people that start off as low as 250, and then they move up a little bit, probably 3, 4, and generally
Mhm.
about 5 for those tasks. So currently, right now, just so that you guys all know, this is a service that she provides. Why don't you have just a little bit on that? Like, talk about a little bit about the candidates you potentially even have waiting for people.
Absolutely. Right. So for we started off to $2.50. It's actually for the start off rates for the VAs. However, we incorporated a lot of things in order for us to fully upskill your VA. Because I do not believe that VA should just be stagnant and just be what they will be just staying to what they actually have learned. I want them to fully upskill. They do have weekly trainings, weekly coaching, and evaluations to ensure that they really could go beyond their limit. So in that being said, we actually had increased it to $3.50. That's the minimum rate for the VA. In that particular rate, you can actually just get your highly skilled and trained virtual assistant.
Yeah.
You could maximize and you could leverage what they can actually do for you. How not only they are good in communication skills, both verbal and written, but they also do have a wide range of experience when it comes to doing freelancing.
Yeah, so let's do this. So this is interesting. So just so that you guys all know, you guys, I don't really bring anybody on anymore. I used to bring some of the VAs on and everything. But even you don't even know about this stuff. But I want to show you one of the VAs that I got with you that is now literally part of my team. And she literally handles almost everything under the sun. And it's not like that. 'Cause remember when we started, we're like, oh, just going to do this. But like over time now, she has, such a willingness to learn. And I mean, it's mind blowing the stuff that she kicks back at me like, hey, Aaron, you should try this. You should do this. You should do that. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, yeah. And so let's just go pop into one little thing. Those of you guys all know about, well, you're in this Facebook group. And you guys are seeing the posts that are coming through here, right? So for a lot of you guys, you're really busy with your day and you're dealing with customers and maybe actually dealing with fulfillment, but you don't have enough time to like actually put out content, right? To put everything out. Well, just so you know, the first started off, let's start off like this. Those of you that are not following me on Instagram, make sure you do that because she does an amazing job. And this is all 100% built by her. And literally, just so that you know, I had literally barely any followers, and she does this day in and day out. She builds all of these images, all of this stuff, does the tagging, does everything on this stuff. Literally built this whole thing for me. It's been absolutely amazing. She also like took it upon herself. She's like, okay, great. I gave her some videos, and she went and learned Webly Social. So for those of you guys that are enjoying those little posts that come out, this is her. She's in here and she's doing all of that stuff. She's doing all of the Webly Social for me. By all means, I know that I don't have a lot of people in here that signed up for Webly, but if you signed up for Webly, she called you. She called you and welcomed you and said, hey, welcome to Webly. And she books appointments for me all the time. It's been absolutely amazing. We learned something about a high level. We learned that it connects with this software called 𝑣connect. And so I literally like sent her a link and I said, hey, just go figure out 𝑣connect and I'll talk to you tomorrow on it, just spend the day figuring it out and we will go hook it up to high level. I heard in the Facebook group that it actually connects to it integrates fully with high level. So I was like, just go figure it out, do that. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. Everyone, you guys all know me that I figure out software like this. So I'm not like saying, oh, go figure it out and I won't learn it. She just didn't know that like I'm going to go and spend a couple hours and master the thing. But then I went and talked to her the next day, and I go and have it. And she's like explaining everything more. And she found things that I didn't even know about. And next thing you know, we had it connected. Right. So I really want to, first of all, debunk the whole idea that because we're in the United States, that there must be something superior to us, that there must be something better, and also debunk the idea that, oh, know your worth and get what you're paid with. Like, look, let me explain something, guys. Okay. Like we live in different cultures, like we're different places. Like, $100 here is a lot different than over there. And let me tell you something that, just because you may not be paying this thing that you think that is supposed to pay, that the quality work isn't like quadruple better. I'll tell you right now, I have one of the awesomest Instagram things. Have you guys seen my Facebook, my YouTube? Matter of fact, I just had people message me this morning, be like, oh my God, Aaron, that new video you did was amazing. I'm not even doing any of that. It's all from not this VA, but it's from another VA. They're doing my whole YouTube channel. They're growing my YouTube channel. They're doing all the videos. They're doing all this different stuff. Matter of fact, is any of this amazing to you guys? I just want to know if any of you guys find this awesome, because I did put together a special resource for everybody here. And I wanted to give that to you. And I'm just curious, can I get some likes, some wows, or some feedback if this is really cool? Because I want to go ahead and give you a resource. But anyways, long story short here is that a lot of you guys think that like you need to actually go find a VA, train the VA, and all this different stuff, when in fact, this is the takeaway that you need to understand. You need to learn or you need to accept that they probably know more than you, actually. They probably know more than you. I can tell you right now that Carmaine walks circles around me with Canva. Walks circles. I can tell you right now that I just added a new VA to my team, and she corrects all of my English. Not even kidding you. Like, I'm wicked bad with typos. I say the wrong words. I do stuff like that. It's absolutely unbelievable. And so I really want you guys to start open your mind. In this group, okay, in this group, this is about building a digital agency. And you guys need leads. Like, you need leads. And I can tell you right now that you may not have the first clue about cold emailing. You may not have the first clue about how to message on Instagram or set things up or do certain things. You may not have a clue about LinkedIn. You may not have a clue about messaging Facebook, all the different stuff. You may not even have a clue about dialers. Like, which dialer to use? What's the easiest? What should I use? Well, let me explain something to you. This is not their first rodeo. That's one thing that I knew right off the bat, because when I met Crystal, I asked her a few targeted questions. And those targeted questions was, look, Aaron's no dummy. I know who my competitors are and I know what they're doing. And clearly all I had to ask was a few questions, as in, like, who have you worked for? Or I didn't even say who. I asked you, I said, did you work for this person? Or did you work for this person? Or did you work for this person? Oh, you worked for them? That means that I know at the time, she had all that knowledge. All of that knowledge of all these competitors of mine that they have. So being a little strategic here, think about that. You don't have to go pay $50,000 to these people's programs, all this different stuff, right? When you kind of come in the back door. And sure enough, you know, I went, and because of this angle or this way of seeking VAs where literally they know more than me, way more, and more experience. I can tell you right now, my top guy that's on my team, Ray, like, he's got a cadillion more experience than I do. And literally, like, when we're doing all the cold email, like, I'm learning way more from him than he's learning from me, you know, and I literally can say, okay, great. Based on, I have another VA who heads up a lot of other people. And I'm just like, okay, what do you think the best message is for this one? What do you think for this one? So I really want you to break every single false belief that you have about working with VAs. If you guys are interested in working with VAs, if you're interested in working with Crystal, then here's what I want to do. She is one of my top sources, my top secrets. And I don't really want to boggle her down with people that are not serious about their business. Okay? That are not serious. You know, what I'm going to do is I want you to go ahead and put a hashtag VA in the chat now. Okay? I want you to put a hashtag VA in the chat now if you are interested in working with the VA. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you do that, one of my other VAs is going to message you. I'm just going to let you know. And we want to have a conversation with you first. Because if you're just going to tire kick and stuff like that, and then, oh, go take her information and go share it across the internet and all that different stuff, well, that kind of like crushes her time. So if you are serious about your business, if you want to add, let's just say another, 4 figures a month recurring to your business by simply paying out $150 a week and have all this stuff done for you, like, then you need to have a conversation. Okay. You need to have a conversation. And in doing that, I want to go ahead and give you a resource that I built. I've learned a lot, Crystal, over, I guess we're going a little bit more than 60 days. I think it's been more like 90 days since I went down this path.
Right.
And I don't remember if I told you the other day, but I've increased my VAs from, well, the VA I was with you was number 2. Ray has been with me for a while for the support, to over 16 right now that I operate. And not only am I operating virtual assistants out of, the Philippines that are part of my team, I've also added people in the United States. And I can tell you guys all right now that I have a monster of a call center that books appointments for me for all the leads that the VAs are actually sending me. And that whole monster of a team, which is 4 people that rotate and they go into my high level, they actually make notes, they're actually doing it with the students, actually cost me less than it even costs for one VA per month. And so you literally will break into all of this information if you guys are serious about hiring a VA and want to hire a VA for your business. So let me leave it at that. I think that's good. Did you did I leave off anything? Did you want to touch upon anything?
Well, actually, if you guys are looking for a virtual assistant, get to have how Aaron is doing everything right now. You can really see how he is very successful. It's because of his own VA, wide range of VA, and that's how he's actually doing everything. So it's actually how.
Yeah, no, just so that you know, all the who you're not seeing kind of like behind the curtain and the stuff that goes on. We've got a little meeting in the morning now. I do a meeting at 8 o'clock. We do a meeting at 9 o'clock, and then we do a debrief at the end of the day. And it really is awesome when you have things moving in motion and stuff like that. So, all right. So if you guys are watching this all on the replay, again, all you have to do is hit hashtag VA. We're going to ask you a few questions to make sure. I already know most of you, so all of you are probably already, but if there are new people in this group, and depending on where I put this video, do that, and then we'll message you. And then I want to give you over this resource that I created to help you along the way. And including in that resource is not only Crystal's contact information and everything you need to get with her business, but is also 3 other of my secrets that I've learned in these past 90 days. So, all right. Well, Crystal, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for demystifying this whole process that these people think about hiring a VA. And it really is a pleasure to speak with you again.
Right. It's actually a pleasure to talk to you again, Aaron, knowing how successful you are right now. And I'm wishing all the best that you could ever have.
Awesome. Thanks. I'm going to go ahead and cut off this live now.
Absolutely.